What is going on, guys? Hey, I wanted to come back to you. I wanted to bring you a story that I heard yesterday morning on the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show. And I found the story to be pretty interesting, man. It kind of shows you what's going on nowadays concerning the media. And again, how they play people and how they cause destruction. But anyways, guys, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks.
Story out of British Columbia. A First Nation says the remains of more than 200 children have been located.
What we've heard is that they say a survey of the grounds of the former Kamloops Indian Residential School site, which you see there on your screen. The survey has uncovered the remains of 215 children buried there. They say this in this media release, telling us that they hired a specialist in ground penetrating radar who carried out this survey of the site.
Ground penetrating radar specialist Sarah Beaulier has used the technology to survey Indigenous and municipal cemeteries. She says her survey found 200 anomalies in just 2 acres of land. Beaulier says those anomalies have characteristics consistent with children's graves. But Beaulier emphasized radar can't conclusively determine who's in those anomalies or confirm that they're graves. Only excavation or digging up the sites can accomplish that.
There's nothing on the surface, but once we interpret the data, we can see if we can find these children.
Well, Asha, these are really relived trauma for the survivors that are in the room. And it's really heart-wrenching. These were institutions of assimilation and genocide. That's what they were. And now we have the proof. It has given us undisputable truth that genocide has happened.
The residential schools was built to beat our language, culture, and traditions out of us.
For more than a century, Indigenous children in Canada were taken from their homes and sent to residential schools to forcibly assimilate them into white society. And thousands were never seen again.
And those crimes have to be further investigated. And those crimes have to be punished.
A 24-hour National Indian Residential School Crisis Line continues to remain open to support residential school survivors and others affected.
We have to truly understand what they're doing right here. Again, they're kind of fan of the flames. They're overly emotionalizing this situation. They don't even know if it's true or not. But again, they're going to fan the flames. They're going to put all this out in the media. You know, again, we have to see the parallel between this and things like Black Lives Matter. Again, you got to make people a victim. Got to make groups more of a victim. And again, we know bad things happened in the past. We understand that. But again, we also know that nobody's alive today on a lot of these things that happened in the past. But again, we want to fan those flames. We have to make everything emotional, everyone upset. I mean, again, like with the COVID situation, they had to make everyone upset, everyone irrational. You know, everyone lose their damn minds about what's going on. And again, in this situation, they don't even know if it's true or not. They haven't dug anything up. Again, they've gone in with ground radar equipment, but that's it. And they're not even sure. Again, they feel that it has similar characteristics, but they're not even sure if it's true. So again, we have got to recognize what they are doing. Again, they're trying to get people very emotional and all upset and all mad and all. Again, they're trying to manipulate people's emotions. That's what they're trying to do.
The New York Post has reported within days of the announcement, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau decreed that all flags in federal buildings fly at half staff. The Canadian government pledged $320 million to fund more research for Pope Francis. To fund more research. And Pope Francis issued a formal apology on behalf of the Catholic Church. Watch this from WION, CBS, and ABC.
In a bid to make amends, the Prime Minister paid a visit to the Indigenous community in Kamloops, British Columbia, the place where 215 unmarked graves of children were discovered back in May.
Canada has begun to face the reality of the truth of this country. That we allowed kids to be taken from their language and culture, neglected and abused.
30th September 2021 marked the first National Day for Truth and Reconciliation in Canada.
Pope Francis today issued a long-awaited apology to Canada's Indigenous people for decades of cultural genocide.
Pope Francis clasping his hands in silent prayer. Moments later, the Pope apologizing in a powwow circle on Aboriginal land.
I've come to your native lands to tell you in person that I am pained and to beg God for forgiveness, the Pope. I'm here to remember the past and to cry with you, Francis said, before receiving a high honor, usually reserved only for chiefs. A church that once sought to suppress a culture, now humbled by it instead.
The pain they've endured for generations won't be moved by only words.
Wow.
Don't even know if it's true or not. We don't even know if it's true. And again, even if it is, it was something that happened in the past. Again, it would have been wrong. It would have been dead wrong. But again, we have truly got to recognize, man, nobody alive today had anything to do with it. So again, we have truly got to recognize that. And again, the way the lady is calling for, further investigation and charges to be filed. Really? Again, we have got to recognize what they're doing. What people are doing. Again, this whole culture is all about victimhood. That's what they're doing. They're fanning those flames. Again, we have got to make marginalized groups. We have got to make groups that appear to be victims, other appear to be the ones out there causing mayhem. And again, we're not looking at what's happening now. Again, they don't even know if this is actually true. They don't know because, again, they had radar equipment that showed anomalies. But again, they haven't dug anything up, so they don't know. But again, it's being spread all over the news like it's true. Again, this entire thing is emotionalized. It is. I was talking to a good friend of mine over the weekend, and I was talking to him about, all these commercials on TV, about the American Humane Society and about, feeding hungry kids around the world and all this other stuff. And again, I'm not saying that these organizations don't need, donations. But again, we have truly got to understand the way they go about it. It's the same way as the TV, same way as the news. Again, they're looking to manipulate you. They're looking to take away your peace and replace that with guilt. They're trying to make you feel guilty. They're trying to take away your peace. And again, we have truly got to recognize, man, that is truly evil. Again, taking away your peace, replace that with guilt. So you give money. That's what they're looking at doing. And again, we have truly got to recognize, man, that is literally evil. Let's make you feel bad so you give us money. So again, we have got to understand the news does the same thing. That's what they're doing. And again, the whole stuff with Black Lives Matter and trans rights and everything else. I mean, again, that's what they're doing. They're trying to manipulate you to feel bad, to feel guilty, to give them what they want. So yeah, guys, there was a backlash, man, to this story. Again, there were many churches that were burned down in Canada because of this story. And we truly had to organize, man, a story that we don't even know if it's true or not. Because again, they haven't dug anything up. They haven't gone in. They haven't dug up any bodies. So again, we don't really truly know if it's true or not. But again, they're fanning the flames of this. They're trying to cause division. And again, it worked. Many churches were burned down because of it. And again, the government seems to be unwilling to stand up to it. We truly have got to recognize that. Because again, we have truly got to recognize, just like here in the U.S., man, Canada, the same thing. Again, I'm sure the government is part of it. I'm sure it is. We have truly got to recognize what's been going on the last few years. But I'm going to stick with a piece to show you real quick of Tucker Carlson back a couple of years ago, but he was still with Fox. And he's talking about this, talking about the church that's being burned.
A lot of attention in this country because we don't give Canada any attention at all, but all of a sudden Canada looks a lot like the Soviet Union. Seem like we're exaggerating a little bit? Well, they're burning Catholic and Anglican churches in recent days. Leftist groups are. But Canada's leaders aren't condemning the burning of churches. No, they're endorsing the burning of churches. The head of the British Columbia Civil Liberties Association, a monster called Harsha Walia, tweeted this, quote, "Burn it all down." Then a close confidant of the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, a man called Gerald Butts, called the arson, and we're quoting now, understandable. A woman called Heidi Matthews, meanwhile, of Harvard Law School, described the attacks as, quote, the right of resistance to systemic injustice. Burning churches, and not just churches. Rioters just tore down the statue of Queen Victoria in Winnipeg on Canada Day.
No pride in genocide!
But what do you call it when literally dozens of churches are being systematically vandalized, torched, and you often have, in one case, white Antifa-style vandals filming themselves desecrating a church? And the trouble is, from the very top, it's either silence or tacit.
So I'm going to go ahead and cut the video right here. But again, we have truly got to recognize what is going on here. Again, they're trying to fan the flames of division. That's all they're trying to do. And again, we don't even know if the story is true or not. And again, it resulted in churches in modern day being burned down. That it resulted in real modern day victims. But again, they're fanning those flames of division in the Western world. That's what the media is doing. And again, that's what people in power are doing. They know what's going on. They know how to control people. They control people by fear and anger. And really, that's what's going on. And again, people have to pretend. They had to pretend that they're doing the right thing. They're good people. Again, we care about the kids that died, allegedly, possibly. We don't know for sure, but maybe. We care about them. We care so much about them that, again, look at us. We have tears coming down our face. We care. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, they don't care. Not one damn bit. And again, majority of people, they don't care. They care about themselves. They care about their families. They care about their lives. But again, they don't care about something that happened years and years ago. Possibly. They don't care. We have truly got to recognize that. And again, man, all this is being done as a way of virtue signaling. And again, the Pope, I'm going to be honest with you, man, I'm probably going to catch backlash from this, but again, this whole thing was staged. It was. The entire thing. Again, they don't care. They truly don't care. And they don't even know if it truly happened. But anyways, guys, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks.
You son of a